Hi, I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of Fisherman Magazine with this week's web fishing report. I'm going to start things off by reminding you that the August monthly issue hit newsstands last week, and it's been a big hit so far. In this month's issue, we've also got subscriber-only content at thefisherman.com, which is a special video companion piece to Mike Laptew's Black Sea Bass article. There's some great underwater footage in this video, as well as some tips and tricks to help you land more black sea bass this summer. Also posted last week at thefisherman.com for subscribers is the August episode of the Fisherman TV, in which we target fluke in shallow waters along with Ken Ellers of Lamiglass and Mike Laptew, the diving fisherman, so give it a look. Alright, moving on to the reports. Starting in Connecticut, Bobby J's reports continued hot action on porgies in the Milford area, both from shore as well as by boat, with many fish over 2 pounds being caught. Remember that scup and porgies are yet another Dreamboat Challenge eligible species, so be sure to enter those catches for a chance at one of the many awesome prizes we're giving away, including a brand new Cobia 201cc. Over at Captain Morgan's, he reports that fluke fishing has been very good in the 50 to 60 foot depths off of Hammonasset, with whole squid being the key. So the continued action of targeting deep waters along Island Sound for this better fluke continues this week. Over in Rhode Island, fluking inshore off the South County beaches has been a bit slow, so the Point Judith party boats have been targeting the waters off of Newport, as well as heading south over to Block Islands for some better fish. They're also getting into some good scup and sea bass action along the way, so it's a nice mixed bag to pick up. Galilee Bait and Tackle reports sporadic shots of bonita around the east wall on over to the mouth of Narragansett Bay. So if you happen to be fishing in this area and you see some bird activity, go give it a look. It might just be some of those great speedsters that we see in the late summer. Up in Massachusetts, unfortunately the scene of this week's big bass slaughter took place along the banks of the Cape Cod Canal. For reasons only known to our striped friends, a slug of big bass moved into the confines of the ditch and anglers took full advantage, unfortunately releasing very few of the big bass that were caught. Some of the shops up there reported upwards of a dozen 40-plus pound bass that were brought in to be weighed. While there's no doubt that many of the fish harvested ended up legally in the commercial market, more than a few were harvested by recreational anglers, which just goes to show you that we cannot continue to keep blaming the other guy for the depleted bass stocks. So think about it with that next big bass that you catch. Might be a good idea to release it, otherwise soon enough there's not going to be any to be caught. Let's see, on a positive note, Eastman Sport and Tackle in Falmouth reports the Horseshoe Shoals have been producing some jumbo bluefish in the 12 to 15 pound class. So that's really good to hear, some nice big choppers that take the fishers going on right now. Let's see, up at Fishing Fanatics, they report that there is some big bass explosion in the Boston Harbor area last week. There's plenty of bait up there. They've got pogies, they've got mackerel, just about everything you could find. The guys are doing extremely well trolling, fishing live baits, throwing topwater, so it's very good fishing going on there. Lastly, Bob's Bait Shack reports that flounder bite is still happening in their area even as we enter August, with many fish ranging from 12 to 18 inches. So after a very slow start to the flounder fishery this year, it's great to see that's continuing right on into August. So there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman Magazine with this week's web fishing report, wishing you tight lines on the water.